Hello students, today we are going to see the basic theory of accountancy. Let us see that. 11th standard. Today's topic is explain the characteristics of accounting. The clue is FM, CIQ, EH. These are the code which I have given, so this way you can remember. F letter financial character, M for money as a medium of exchange, same way I for interpretation of transaction and H for historical information. These are the main headings, students. On the basis of these headings we are going to make the sentence and we are going to write the characteristics of accounting. You know what is accounting? It is a process of recording the economic transactions which can be measured in terms of money. So we can take the judgment of financial decision for our business. And we all record the transactions as you know in my first lecture. So what is this accounting? What is the nature of the accounting? What kya hai exactly? So after learning the terminology, now you would be able to think about the accounting. The first character is the financial character. Accounting has the financial character. It means that when we write the books of account, the transactions are recorded. But all this transaction has which value? They have the monetary value. So the first character is the transactions which are recorded in accountancy have the financial character. Number 2. Hello students. Now in the next question we are going to see the advantages. Advantages of accounting. It means that when a businessman writes its books of account regularly since one day, daily, then which benefit he is going to have for its business. To learn this, my clue is to know tax valuation, decision, evidence, comparison and moral control. So ये आपके headings रहेंगे. Accordingly, I am going to make the sentence, the headings of it. The first one is A means availability of accounting information. Once we write the books of account daily in our books, so it becomes as an evidence and any time we can have the information because it becomes a permanent record. For example, to take the loan, as and when bank asks us that show your books of account, so on that basis we can have the loan. Second one is to know. Here I have written to know. So what to know? There are two things to know. To know the profitability of the business. When we write books of accounts properly, every year we come to know whether we have earned the profit or we are incurring the losses. If we are earning, then let's take our business at peak position. And if we are having the losses, then think further how to reduce the loss. Third one is to know the financial status, the financial position or status of our business. Very simple, that if in our business assets, the receivables, the benefits are more than my liability, the payables, then I can say that my business is in a good position. If in my business at the end of the year I come to know that my liability and payables are more than my assets and receivables, then my business is in a big position. So I have to think on it, what should be done. Fourth advantage is that regarding the tax planning. No businessman would like to pay more taxes. So what he does, he makes the books of account. Because tax paid on earned income that we know. So to give the proper payment of this loan, right? To give the proper payment of the taxes, we write books of account. Fifth one is the valuation of business. So what is valuation of business? When the owner of the business wants to sell its business. So what should be the selling price of it? Let's see. Owner of the business, he sells the business, then to a person, then how much available. If he wants to know the selling price of its business, he has to write books of account. Sixth point is decision making. Businessman has to take the proper decisions for its business, as well as those parties which are connected with our business, like stakeholders, the investors, those who are interested in our business. If they want to take the decisions to invest in this business or not to invest, to give the raw material on credit or not to give, for that decision, the decision making, the accounting is helpful. Seventh point is as an evidence. You know that once we write the books of account, it becomes the permanent record. So as and when any disputes happens, the quarrel between the employees, someone has claimed to your business in such a worse condition, you can have as a proof, so it can be produced in the form of evidence. Eighth point is comparison with the past. We write the books, then in future it becomes past data. So the past data can be compared with the present situation, so the future can be bright for our business. Accordingly, we can move. And then ninth one is moral control. The moral control over whom? The employees, the laborers, the management. If we write the books of account, we can have indirectly the control over our employees. We can boost their morals also. We can tell them, motivate them how to income more and profit and achieve the goal of the business. And the last topic is limitations of accounting. Let's see now. Now, let us see, the next question is objectives of accounting. This question's name I have given to know question, because all the headings will start from the to know. That means we are eager to know what accounting is going to give us. The first objective, what is the objective? What is the aim of writing the books of account for the businessman? Understood? So the first objective is we can know the permanent records. You know, when we write the books of account, it is written in a book or in the form of book or in computer. See? So once the computerized is done or we write in books of account, it becomes the permanent record for us. So as and when we require to know the matter inside in future, we can have it anytime. Second objective is to know the effects of each transaction. We know that in accountancy we have written so many transactions. So all these transactions have the effect on profitability of our business or on economic condition of our business. If I want to know it, how they are affected in my business, I must know the objective of accounting. Third point is to know the influential factors. What do you mean by the word influential factors? Those things which affects our business. Those things which affects the profitability of our business, and those factors which affects the economic condition of our business. If I want to know them properly, so I need to write books of account. That is the objective. Fourth point is to determine, to fix the tax liability. We know that tax liability is paid on the basis of proper writing of books of account. So here, on the basis of prepared accounts, the proper tax liability is fixed by the government, and that we have to pay. Fifth one is to know the size of payables. You know the meaning of the word payables. Payables means the amount to be paid by us to other party. That happens in the case of credit transactions of purchase. So when our business purchases the goods or raw material, how much we have to pay to them, our creditors? If I want to know, I have to prepare books of account. Seventh point is to know the size of receivables. What do you mean by the word receivables? Amount to be received from the other party, from the customer to our business. So receivables, that happens in the case of credit transaction of sales. when I sell the goods on credit, so I have to receive that amount in future. So if I want to know how much total amount I have to receive from my customers, so that is possible with the help of accounting. That is the sixth objective. The seventh objective, to know the profitability of the business. Any business is done with the intention of earning profit. You know that. So that objective should be filled up by the help of accounting properly, and that we come to know when we write books of accounts. 8th point is to know the economic or financial status of our business. At the end of the year, as an owner, we should know where my business stands in the market. For that purpose, I have to analyze that the assets are more than the liability of my business. So if it is yes, answer is, that means my business is running in a good condition, in a good position. If my business liabilities are more than the asset, so I have to think further that it may incur the losses. So let me pay attention towards my business. So here it also helps us to decide the economic status of my business. The last one is to detect, to find out and avoid, to reduce the errors and frauds of business. You know that we are human beings, so when we write the books of account, we may do mistake. Plus there are certain factors, the employees, the management, so many human beings also are there working in our business organization. They may do fraud with us, they may do mistakes when they write. So to catch that errors, to reduce the crimes, fraud, malpractices which can be happen in the business can be minimized or can be reduced, even can be detected with the help of accounting, and that is possible when we write books of account properly. And if I want to fulfill these objectives, I have to write books of account. Now let's see.
Now we are going to see the limitations of accounting. Its codings are NSH, AUD. N for non-financial transactions. In accounting, those transactions are recorded which can be measured in terms of rupees or in terms of money. For example, I purchased the goods of rupees 3000. So that goods purchase value is 3000. So I can record in my books of account. But the students, it avoids the qualities like honesty of our staff members, the loyalty, commitment, the hard work, what they do, the work for our business. These things are avoided. So this is the limitations of accounting. Second one is stable value of money. Accounting assumes that the value of money remains stable, but in reality, due to inflation, it does not work. For example, before 3 years, I have purchased a furniture of rupees 1 lakh. If same type of furniture I am going to buy after 3 years, I will have to pay more than 1 lakh rupees, maybe 4 lakh rupees or 5 lakh. So here, due to inflation, I am going to pay more rupees compared to the previous one. So here, accounting neglect the value, current value. So the stable value of money is neglected over here. Third one is historical transactions. In accounting, historical transactions are recorded. No corrections are allowed in the transactions which have been made in the past, but we can make changes in the future. The fourth one, A. A means the avoidance of market value. The value of assets keeps on changing, so their market price keeps on also changing. In accounting, market value is ignored and only actual cost is compared. Fifth point is the fifth point is use of estimates. In accounting, sometimes estimation basis certain provisions and reserves are made. If these estimates prove wrong in future, it would affect on our profitability of business. Sixth point is dual standards. In accounting, you will find two components which I have shown you in my board. There one is account, P&L account, and another one is balance sheet, where profit and loss account shows with the current value. And the balance sheet, you will find the old price, the historical price. So here it contains the dual standards, dual aspects, which is the limitations of accounting. Although, but its advantages and objectives are so many in front of it, these limitations we can avoid it and we can write books of account regularly. Thank you.